This is Roster Castonato interviewing Terri Hardin at the May 2023 Disney Animania Convention. So now, what inspired you to become an Imagineer and working specifically for Disney and for the Disney parks?
Well, I have to tell you that I've loved Disney ever since I was a little kid. And I used to ride the Jungle Cruise. I'm almost 66. So I used to ride the Jungle Cruise every time. My parents would, synchronize your watches and everything. And then I was always at the Jungle Cruise. So when they said, it's lunchtime, where the heck is my kid? I was on the Jungle Cruise. Well, while on the Jungle Cruise, the cast member realized they just leave me on there. And I would just go round and round and round, do little sketches and stuff. So the cast member says to me, listen, I'm going to tell you something. There is a guy, did you know, there's a company, there's a guy, there's a group that make this stuff. And I said, what? And he said, they're called Imagineers, and the one you want to follow is Blaine Gibson. Back in the day, no cell phones, no smartphones, no internet, just a thing called the newspaper. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. But the point is that I looked through the paper, and then when I was old enough, I tried, applied and applied, tried to meet Blaine, tried to apply. Rejection, enough to paper this room. And then one day I was in another job and someone came and found me and said, I'll put in a word for you. And then the rest is history. I became an Imagineer in 1987. But I've been working off and on for the company on various things, Country Bears and a lot of Disney films, because I'm also a Jim Henson puppeteer. I met him in 1982. And when he came here in 89 to work with Disney, he asked for me. So it's always been an inspiration, and this group here is now my opportunity to give things and share with people like yourselves. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. What projects are you currently working on?
This one.
Nice. Cool.
This one is a Rolly Crump chess set.
Cool.
So Rolly Crump, legendary Rolly Crump, Disney legend Rolly Crump, designed what's called the Museum of the Weird. Now, you may not recognize this piece, but you will recognize, if you watch Disney Plus, how he made a version of this, much taller, much larger, and this is called the Candleman. This is a Rolly Crump chess set. Each piece is about 5 inches tall, a little taller, and Rolly and I were working on them, just dedicated to it until he passed. And then I was concerned if he was going to be able to go further, and his wife said, yes, let's do it. So we're still doing it. We want to release at least the price point in October, but maybe make it so people can start to order it in October. So these have been great. Rolly picked the colors. This is blood red and bone white. They've been a real joy, but these, Walt saw this. Rolly sculpted it larger, and Walt saw this and was convinced the Haunted Mansion should be scary, not funny.
Nice. Cool. Very nice. What's it like to do those?
Fun.
Cool.
I'm really loving it. I said to Rolly, it doesn't bother me if they don't sell, because I was just going to do a set for him because he is such a mentor to me. So.
Cool. Very nice. What was the first Disney project that you worked on?
Very first one was, it was sculpting the dragon for Tokyo when I was in high school. And then I left that and ended up doing Dragon's Lair for Paris. So if you go to Paris and you see the dragon, that's mine. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. What was it like to do those?
It was crazy, really crazy, because Disney was not going to make it animated, and I went to the mat to campaign for it to be animated, because Disney doesn't do statues; they do the real thing. They do living creatures. And so I said, Paris needs a dragon, and they said, all right, you build it. And I was like, oh, all right, okay.
Nice.
Most fun ever. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
My favorite project.
Cool. Nice. Very nice. And what inspired you also specifically to work with and with the Muppets?
Well, Muppets has been a really cool thing because I watched them as a kid, like most of us did. And a puppet helped me because you may notice I look a little different. So I'm a mixed child that was born during the time Rosa Parks was fighting for a place on the bus. So I have a black father and a white mother, and was bullied quite a bit. But I built a puppet that became my buddy, my conversation piece, and I realized this was a great way to communicate and help other children to learn. If they're challenged, they can build one too. And puppets really are a great bridge. So in '82, I went to New York to do a McDonald's commercial, and I met Jim then, and then the rest is history.
Cool. Very
Auditioned
nice.
for him, and
Cool. Very nice. And what were some of the Muppet characters that you voiced and or performed for?
Well, I never did any of the fab ones, okay? So Miss Piggy has a voice, Kermit has a voice. We all know that the original characters that we watched as children were designated voices Jim picked himself. And so I did a lot of background characters, and Jim really loved to do silly things. Like one of the characters I did a lot was a zebra, half black, half white. So he really enjoyed stuff like that, and I did too, actually. And so I did characters like that. I did characters, Muppet Mini Classics, but always just fun, funky background ones. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Could you please do some of the voices for us?
No, I didn't get to do any voices.
I see. Cool.
But yeah, but there was a movie I did called Monkey Bone, which I don't even know why people watch it. But I did Betty Bovine, and that was 3 balls for a dollar. Step right up, and
Nice.
you can see her. She's a big audio animatronic kind of cow pig thing.
All right. Cool.
And so, there you go.
Cool.
There's a voice for you.
Cool. Nice. Well, yeah, nice. Thank you. All right. Nice. Awesome. Very nice. Well, thank you for allowing me to interview.
Thank you for asking me, and you guys come on down. There's still time.
Cool. All right. Thanks. My pleasure. Very happy to do so.
Take care, buddy.
Well, there you have it.
All right.
That was Roster Castanado interviewing Terri Hardin.